When did they come to you with a request? If, as I understood, it was a request for you to take this position, since you weren't one of the 5 named.
Yeah, it was probably some hours before, a day or so, some hours, literally hours before the announcement.
What do you think you're going to bring to the leadership position?
I think that experience, local experience, one that is community-based, as well as one that rose through the ranks internally. So I think a combination of internal and external experiences. I do plan to keep up, particularly in the community settings, with watch meetings and activities in the community. I think it's important to listen to the public, as well as listen to the men and women of the agency as to what they perceive or what their perception of where we should go. Yeah, we have some very talented officers on the staff, and we got some very devoted citizens in this community. And the mode that I'm in right now is listening. Hearing what all people have to say, and of course we would take that into consideration before I decide what the next step is for this agency.
When people describe you, they always do describe you as a nice guy. That's like one of the words that comes out. That said, what would you, how would you respond to people who might say, are you too nice a guy? And would you be able to clean house or take a hard stance on an issue or a problem at the department?
The question is, will you be able to make a decision? Mm-hmm. Yes, I can make a decision. When you start talking about cleaning house, I think that's just not, at this particular time, something that we're looking at. We're looking at listening right now. Mm-hmm. Like I say, both internally and externally. And then you have to make a decision mm-hmm. based upon the factors. I like to make informed decisions rather than uninformed decisions or decisions with no factual basis.
If that decision did happen to be what people would term a difficult one, though, you're prepared?
I'm prepared to make difficult decisions.
What would be, that when you were interim the first time, what would be some of the harder decisions that you had to make, would you say?
God, there were so many fiscal issues, management issues. You have to make some tough decisions as a CEO, mm-hmm. and I had to make those decisions.
It seemed that the robbery issue, as your interim, the second interim position, or second interim term for you, the rate of robberies was something that came up and that you had to deal with. How would you say that process went down? Was that you talking to the officers, or was that the officers coming to you and saying, we got this issue and here's how we think we should approach it?
We have operational briefings on a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we do is we look at trends, and we began to notice a definite trend in the increase of robberies. And I think we collectively got together, and we knew we had to do something, and we came up with a strategy to not only help identify and bring some of those individuals responsible for these robberies, mm-hmm. but we reached out to the community. So we kind of hit it from the prevention, intervention, and the suppression of this type of activity. We're not over it yet, mm-hmm. But I think we made considerable progress.
Is that the sort of details that the public could expect to see then? I mean, that seemed like very swift and aggressive.
Yeah, and we did involve, just as we met with the commanders in the room, we met with citizens in the room, mm-hmm. representing various organizations, to say, look, we got a problem and we need your help. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to see that level of collaboration.
And that goes back to sort of the public persona that you want. You want people to know that you'll be at the meetings, will have heard the issues directly.
Well, and we want the public to be informed. Because it is not only a police problem, it's a community problem. When you have that many robberies that are going on in such a brief span of time, this is a community issue. And it takes the community and law enforcement working together.
I wanted to go back over the conditions that you took this job under, just to make sure that I have them right. It's a year commitment.
Correct.
And then options open at the end of the year. I presume you haven't made a decision yet about what that will involve. Okay. Has a salary been established for you? Okay. When does that happen?
That's negotiable. I didn't do this job for the money. I did this job to serve the citizens of this agency and the community. What I'm asking for right now internally is asking our officers to work with me in a committee setting to come up with strategies to make us a better police department.